Fuck that shit, nigga. Fuck that ass, nigga.
That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek.
Hold on. Was Nicki Minaj truly coerced by Meek Mill to engage in bizarre encounters with him and Diddy? You might want to grab a chair for this one, as Nicki Minaj just entered the chat room and shared the unsettling reasons behind her decision to leave Diddy as her manager after only a few months of working with him. She claimed that Diddy attempted to enlist her as one of his industry members for his wild parties, but she declined, which infuriated him greatly. Jaguar Wright recently seemed to corroborate this, saying that Nicki was terrified of Diddy for a very long time since he had attempted to force her into being one of his freak-off assets when she first started her career. Sadly, Nicki wasn't free from him for very long since. Shortly after they began dating, Meek sent her back to Diddy, forcing her to see him engage in some pretty dark activities. Jaguar even went so far as to assert that Nicki was the one who leaked the audio of Meek pleading for his life while being beaten by Diddy, and that she had a documentary that was meant to be public but was never released because Meek and Diddy pulled some strings.
Expensive pain in his ass.
Wait, this is Philly you're talking about now. Wait a minute, Jack.
Fuck Meek.
Wait a minute.
He's a fucking Fruit Loop. He Diddy-fied.
This is Philly.
He's a deep-fried period. He Diddy-fied. He Diddy-fried. He the Diddy do-I-bop. Fuck Meek. Real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him. Nicki put that out there. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek.
Oh, man.
She just wasn't going to tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
So then who's the guy who's claiming he recorded it?
Oh, somebody that got paid?
Yeah, he said, like, I was standing
somebody
outside the
that
door.
got paid.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Nicki Minaj was recently pulled into this whole fiasco between Diddy and Meek when it was revealed that she is far more involved in this drama than we first believed. It all began when music producer Lil Rod used Meek as evidence in a essay case he brought against Diddy. In his lawsuit, Lil Rod claimed that Diddy had a number of boy toys in the business that he would frequently have sex with in return for favors. Meek and Usher were reportedly two of them. While Lil Rod didn't name Meek and Usher specifically, he provided a thorough enough description of them that it was almost too simple to figure out who he was referring to. He identified Usher as a male R&B singer who performed at the Super Bowl and had a lucrative Vegas residency, and Meek as a rapper from Philadelphia who dated Nicki Minaj. It should go without saying that Meek, a rapper from Philadelphia, dated Nicki Minaj from 2015 to 2017. Usher recently completed an extremely lucrative Vegas residency that reportedly brought him over $100 million, and he did indeed play at this year's Super Bowl. You can probably already understand how quickly this caused a stir on the internet, with people flooding Meek and Usher's social media profiles with requests that they respond to these accusations. Usher largely disregarded the uproar, while Meek was scheming on Twitter and swatting away anyone who dared to question his sexual orientation. I would trash any celebrity if they tried a wild move on me. No pics. Literally, go crazy on them. That's all. I'm from Philly, man. All my guys always watch me around this wild industry. Every black blog site enhanced that post to make me seem gay. I change laws for our people. I donate millions. They're designed to destroy the image of black leaders. It can't work with me, though. You really gotta me, and I will still get bigger after death. This god, not me. Meek continued. I'm from Philly. I don't do or freaky Molly. Nobody won't even offer me because I'm that heavy. No man or what would ever approach me about no gay activity, and the whole place don't get flipped. Woke up seeing this on every blog like they know how I'm coming LOL. Sadly, Meek could not escape the revelation that was going to happen with any of these paragraphs he types, because shortly after this outburst, a very unsettling audio recording of Meek being thrashed by Diddy appeared on social media. And everyone has pretty much been told that he was Diddy's boy toy after all. Meek was really shouting at the top of his lungs, and it seemed like he was literally one breath away from passing out. I know you're going to think I'm exaggerating, exaggerating when I say this. Still, Diddy had that dude hunched over and banging his cheeks because he didn't care.
Fuck that shit, nigga! Fuck that ass, nigga!
Many others assumed that Meek and Diddy were the singers since it sounded so much like him, even though there was no visual evidence to support their claim. In addition, several mentioned an old video of Meek in Diddy's house pool, his butt curled up slightly, as if he was trying to relieve some kind of pain, as Diddy caught him on camera and gave him props for his hard effort.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Oh, but it gets even better. It was also subsequently discovered that Diddy's former bodyguard had leaked the tape. The bodyguard claims that the incident occurred at one of Diddy's parties a few years ago.
All the champagne was spiked, son. Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the out. I don't drink, so I was playing that shit off like I don't drink. I smoke. Like, I smoke and I had my own, but, like, everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the going on, but I just heard balls slapping against cheeks. I heard struggling to take. I heard being like, yeah, daddy. Like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling. Like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this shit because I was like, this Diddy. So I'm finna put this.
This is when things start to get really hot because just when we thought we had the whole story straight, Jaguar entered the chat room and revealed that, in fact, Nicki Minaj had released the tape back when she was with Meek. Jaguar even went so far as to provide the precise address where that strange after-party took place. She says Nicki was afraid Diddy would attack her, which is why she didn't disclose this tape sooner. But now that everything was public, she made the decision to leak the tape covertly. Jaguar further asserted that Nicki's team paid former bodyguard, who first claimed to have filmed it, to accept the responsibility, so Nicki wouldn't be linked to the leak. Now, while some of you may find what Jaguar is saying absurd, it actually makes a lot of sense. Because, as you may recall, Nicki made some vague allusions to Meek's drug use several years ago during her Queen radio program, all the while criticizing those who advised her to have stayed with Meek rather than marry Kenneth Petty. And as you may recall, she asked Soulja Boy, when they were live on Instagram about a year ago, if he could name some of the rappers from the DL. Some feel that she was specifically referring to Meek in this live. The whole thing is made worse by the fact that, in an attempt to repair his shattered ego, Meek would come home after his beatings with Diddy and take all of his frustration and rage out on Nicki. In reality, Nicki abruptly canceled her much-awaited tell-all documentary on HBO Max in 2021, even though she had already made a full announcement and released a trailer for it. The documentary was supposed to cover her entire life from 2015 to the present, including some very unpleasant revelations regarding her previous connection with Meek and the reason she fired Diddy as her manager after only a few months, according to reports. For those of you who are unaware, Nicki was briefly under Diddy's management following the release of her enormously popular debut album, Pink Friday. However, a few months later, she broke up with him and didn't look back. They attempted to hide it at the time by claiming she broke up with him because he wasn't involved in her work. However, the public did not buy it. People speculated that Nicki wasn't into Diddy's attempts to introduce her to some of these weird sessions he was having. And just when we thought that this whole situation couldn't get any worse, we also learned that Meek had a hand in the documentary's cancellation. He must have known that Nicki would leak information about him and Diddy, given that their breakup was reportedly largely caused by his alleged freak-off parties with Diddy. In order to have all information about him and his affiliates removed from the documentary, he made the decision to file a stop and desist against Nicki. Not to mention that Nicki openly expressed her desire to remove Cassie from Diddy. She released Lil Freak, her single with Usher, back in 2010, and in it, she expressed her desire to take Cassie from Diddy. "I'm planning how to get Cassie away from Diddy," she rapped. Given that she had spent the whole verse of the song describing her sexual orientation as bisexual, several people at the time contended that she simply intended to romantically steal Cassie away from Diddy. It's possible for two things to be true at once, though, as others think she was alluding to Diddy abusing Cassie as well. Because, let's not forget, Nicki and Cassie were once extremely close, so she was aware of what was happening, but, like everyone else, was too scared to speak about it. Many people thought this was strange, as if he was genuinely innocent of any wrongdoing, then why was he afraid of what Nicki would say in the documentary? This also clarifies why she hasn't released it or discussed it much since. The industry made sure she couldn't say anything, so she chose to share that tape covertly after realizing she couldn't. I want to know what you think now. What are your thoughts on Nicki managing to get away from Diddy's bizarre parties? Do you guys believe that Meek and Diddy prevented her from releasing her tell-all documentary? Share your thoughts in the comment section below.